Aloha and welcome to Simon's Carp Fishing. I've managed to get an early finish today and yeah, worked out alright. Couple of long days, worked my nuts off, get away sharp on a Friday, busy last week. Kind of wanted to get down here a little bit earlier before the 5 o'clock madness, see if I could pick a decent swim. I've had a quick look round, had a quick walk around, had a look, and there's already 3 on, so but 2 of them are up the shallow end, one's down in the corner. I'm going to jump up in the middle, seem to be having a little bit of a mooch around down there, and some signs of fish. So I'm going to hop in there, get some rods out, see if we can't nick a couple this weekend. Whatever looks bang on, absolute bang on. Big winds, big southwesterly, mild temperatures. Oh mate, a little bit of rain. It should go off this weekend, but let's see what happens. Let's not tempt fate, let's see what happens. First, I'm not carpet green, and I'm not dressed for the occasion. Danny Fairbrass would be upset with me. So, without further ado, ta-da! Right, so now we're looking a bit more carpy, fitting in with the carp fishing criteria. Don't want to get told off by anyone. Let's get some kit out of the van, let's get a house up, because it looks like it's going to chuck it down. Let's see if we can't nick a fish. Without further ado, let's go. So we're in the swim and we're set up, rods in the water, good to go. Just in the nick of time, as it'll probably be getting dark in the next sort of 20 minutes, half hour. This week I've gone for a big double. 1, it offers a bit of cover. 2, gives a bit more room as well for the big beast. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We've already seen 2 or 3 fish show. One that looked like upper 20, possible 30, out right over on the back bank, charging through the water. Seen a couple lump out sort of mid water, and I've also had one right down in the margins, and so sort of gone mid water, far bank, drop a little bait in the margins, keep an eye on it to see if anything turns up. At the moment we've got 2 pop-ups and 1 balance bait, so we've got 2 on the combi rigs, 1 on a blowback. Stuck them out with a little bit of particle and a few freebie boilies. 2 on a sweet, 1 on a fish meal. Let's see what happens tonight. Just waiting for the missus and the boy to turn up, get a Chinese on order, job done. Friday night, over and done with. If I have anything in the night, I'll see you then. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Stay safe people, big wins. Good afternoon. As you can probably imagine, I haven't had anything due to not seeing me since last night. I had a good night's sleep and a quiet evening, but there we are, life goes on. Got woken up by the neighbour this morning. Geezer turned up to go next door, wanted to know where I was fishing, so we all had awakening we weren't expecting. Nonetheless, got up, been over Fat Boys for a breakfast, come back, swung the rods back in. Rain's turned up and it's been tipping it down all morning. There's a slight break, so I thought I'd grab the camera out and have a quick chat so you can actually hear me. Dan's got the float rod out, doing a bit of tiddler bashing, and yeah, me and the missus are just chilling out, keeping dry. So, plan for today, sort of stuck 3 different rigs out, 3 different baits out. All slightly different bait applications, so we've got some with some boilie, some with some particle, some with crash boilie and particle, a couple of pop-ups and a balance bait. We'll see what happens with the weather, and we'll come back to you in a bit. well, here we go people. It's about 9 o'clock at night. Time ran away with me, so I didn't come back to you earlier. But it's £25.10 mirror. After a blank last week and losing that fish, this surely makes up for it. Absolutely beautiful and long overdue really. So grab a couple of stills and we'll whack her back. This tip of the trip. Tip of the trip for this one is weather. So obviously with this time of year, now into the autumn, and the weather is changing drastically. Now I always like to keep an eye on the weather, especially at this time of year when the weather changes massively from day to day. So obviously when you're turning up at the lake, you want to know what way the wind's blowing. Where's the wind coming from? Is it a cold wind, a warm wind? What's the deep part of the lake, the shallow part, and where are the fish likely to be? Personally, I like to go for a swim. Like this weekend, as you can tell, it's blowing a hoolie. It's a southwesterly wind, so it's not a particularly cold wind. In front of me, I've got deep, I've got shallow, I've got a bit of everything. So with that in mind, I can fish and adjust to where I need to be. So for this one, it's just always think about the weather. Is it cold? Is it windy? And what's the lake like? Look for the fish, find them, and if you can't find them, fish a swim with a variety in so you can fish and find where they are. So for this week, this trip, that's your tip. Take care and stay safe guys. Quite after that fish last night, just the one. It was a nice full moon last night, but it was like a milk pool out in front of me. It was out there and boshing around like a good one, up and down the whole lake. So I'm surprised when I spoke to a few people this morning, and it seems like it was the only fish to come out this weekend. Most people have packed up and gone this morning. The wind's turned up and it's blowing a good one. The rain was here this morning, and it's looking like it's going to be turning up in the next couple of hours. Apart from that, really, it's been a pretty quiet weekend. Danny's had a few. He's had a few silvers, a few perchinets. He's been sitting there drowning a few maggots, and then decided to fall in because he's a wally. So yeah, over and above that, I'll call it a day here. We're going to get packed up and get out of here before the rain turns up, because I think that's here for the evening then, and as everyone will know, it's no fun packing up in the rain. So yeah, we're going to get packed up, leave with one fish which is on a high after the blank last weekend, and it's obviously not fishing too well at the moment. He done one fish last weekend to another guy, he's done one to me this weekend, and that's a wrap really. So if I don't see you before, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget guys, if you like what you see, if you want to get involved, like and subscribe, and there'll be more content coming. But until next time guys, I'll see you later.